All right. Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for taking the time to tune in today and learn a little bit more about the caucus process and specifically attending caucus to support Kyra. My name is Sam Flores. I am Kyra Degree Kennedy's Field and Fundraising Coordinator. And I'm going to be going through a little bit of a training today. Like I said, the entire goal of this training is to get folks comfortable with attending caucus and how to attend over Zoom. All of the steps with how that's going to look like for registering to get your Zoom link, what it'll look like once you're in the Zoom room and what's going to be expected of you, how to run to be a delegate, which this year is super easy, and we'll walk through all of that. And again, the most important piece being attending that caucus, selecting to be a delegate, and then hopefully showing up to assembly on the 30th of March and supporting Kyra. Once again, I do want to push just how important it is that we have folks turn out to caucus and run to be delegates for Kyra, because Kyra did not choose to petition like the other candidates in the race for HD30. The only way that she makes the ballot is if she has at least 30% of the delegate votes go to her. So it's incredibly important. This is obviously the absolute best way that you can support Kyra in her race. The requirements to attend caucus, which we'll go through in just a little bit, are if you live within House District 30, and if you are a registered Democrat and you registered at least by February 16th of this year. So we'll go ahead and get started here. I do want to say I'll go through an agenda in just a little bit. I appreciate your patience. I know it's not the most exciting thing in the world to sit and watch a training on something like this topic. So I'll get to the topics as fast as I can. Try to keep it as interesting as possible. At the end, there is going to be my contact information. Please, if you have any questions remaining from anything that I covered, email me, call me, text me at any time. I'll try to answer all of your questions as best as I can. And I hope that along with this, you also received resources like the training that is up on the Jeffco Dems website, and any other resources that we may have to make this process as easy and straightforward as understandable as possible. So let's go ahead and get started. I want to click edit here. There we go. So we're going to start out with learning about caucus information and logistics. We're going to go into receiving and using the caucus Zoom link and how you can register and receive that Zoom link for yourself. I'm going to go over the basic functionalities of Zoom. I hope that you'll be patient with me in that because it's going to require me sharing to a different Zoom meeting outside of this one. So hopefully that goes well. And then we're going to cover running for delegate and assembly logistics just at the end there. So here we go. So again, brief overview of caucus. The Democratic Caucus is a gathering of anyone affiliated with the party by February 16th who chooses to participate in the nomination process. This year, as hopefully everybody knows, the caucus is taking place over Zoom. Attendees will watch a 2-minute video from all of the candidates and then elect delegates to the county assembly. The delegates will then attend the Democratic Assembly on March 30th and vote on whom they want to be the Democratic nominee for state representative. So caucus and assembly, they're really two equally important things. The entire point of caucus is to get folks to be delegates. It's where you go to select to become a delegate. And then the assembly is where you use your power as a delegate to cast a vote for one of the candidates for state representative. So again, pushing the importance of this. We need as many folks as possible to attend caucus, run to be a delegate, and vote for Kyra at the assembly on March 30th. Kyra needs at least 30% of the voters at assembly to go to her to get on the ballot. So how do I attend caucus? So again, to be eligible to attend the caucus and support Kyra, the only are two requirements. You have to be registered Democrat or have registered by February 16th of this year, and you have to live within House District 30. To check your party affiliation, you can go to govotecolorado.com and check your affiliation there. Make sure that you're officially affiliated as a Democrat. Now, registering for caucus, and I recommend that if anyone hasn't done this yet and is planning to attend caucus, please do. You can register for caucus at the Jefferson County Democratic Party website. It's exactly as it's listed here, jeffcodems.org. This is an excellent resource for caucus. I just spoke with one of the people that works in the office there, and there's going to be more information going up on their webpage about each of the candidates. There's going to be more information about the trainings. If you go to the website right now, there's a caucus and assembly training that you can walk through that goes through a lot of the same information that I'm going through here. I highly recommend you check it out if you're left with any kind of questions after this one. But if you go to the Jeffco Dems website, just their homepage there, you can scroll down just a little bit, and there's a blue box at the bottom that says click here to register for caucus. That's exactly what you want to hit. Now, I will say, I think this is a good time to mention this here. Let's say that yourself and your partner both want to attend caucus from one computer at home. or yourself and your partner and your child who is over the age of 18 all want to attend caucus and run to be a delegate from home. That is totally fine. There can be multiple people on one computer all attending caucus over Zoom, and only one of you has to register. Now, when you register, you're going to receive a Zoom link, and I'll walk through what that looks like. And it'll be that's totally fine because you all are in the same household. You all will have the same precinct number. So if you just want to register once for one household with multiple people who are all attending caucus, that is totally fine. But I do recommend that at least one person registers there so that you have the Zoom link and that you have all the information that you need. And there was recently redistricting in HD 30. If you want to double check and make sure that you are still within HD 30, still use that registration link. Put all your information in there and it'll tell you if any information on your district has changed. And if you are still within HD 30, it'll give you all the information that you need to attend caucus. So when you go to the Jeff Codems website and you click on that blue box that says click here to register, what I have pulled up here is exactly what it's going to look like. You'll fill in your first name, middle name, and last name, your zip code, your birth year, and then put in your email and mobile phone number. You give them all of that information. Now, there is an option here to run to be a precinct organizer that you can click. Part of caucus, along with the process of gathering delegates, is collecting precinct organizers. You can absolutely do this if you want to. Some of that job position looks like helping to run things like caucus and giving support in that. You do not have to if you don't want to. That is, if you're like, Bets, I don't want to be involved in this. I'm just here to support Kyra. That's excellent. You do not have to pick that. Now, what I do recommend is that you keep this box that says send me SMS and email reminders about caucus and my Zoom link. I highly recommend that you keep that clicked. I have the word of the Jeff Codems office that they're not going to be harvesting emails. They're not going to be harvesting numbers. They're not going to be, reaching out to you and spamming you from the numbers and the emails that they gather here. The whole point of this is that let's say you register today and you get your Zoom link sent to you and you have it there on your screen and you're like, great, I'm not going to think about it until caucus rolls around on the 9th. And then caucus rolls around and you're scrambling that morning trying to track down that Zoom link that you got emailed to you weeks ago. This is the whole point of this. You're going to get texted reminders. You're going to get email reminders. The morning of, you'll get emails and texts that say, hey, here's the Zoom link. Here's the Zoom link. So you don't have to worry about losing it or going and trying to find it later on. I really, really recommend that you keep that box clicked. Highly recommend that. Another important thing is that once you fill this form out, one of the pieces of information that you're going to be given is your precinct number. That is going to be very important. And we'll get to this again, but the entire part of caucus that involves running to be a delegate and supporting Kyra in that way involves filling out a form. And one of the required options on that form is your precinct number. Once you fill out this form, it will give you your Zoom link and it will give you your precinct number. I would highly recommend that you make note of your precinct number. You'll be able to ask the folks who are moderating caucus for your precinct number should you forget it, but I have a feeling that there's going to be a lot of folks who need to do this, and it's just going to be taking a lot of time. So I'd highly recommend make it easier on yourself, make it easier on the admin, and make note of your precinct number. Again, once you fill out this registration form, you will be given that information. Just make a note of it, or take a picture of it. Just make sure that you have it with you once caucus rolls around. So, quick agenda for caucus. Once again, it is on March 9th on Zoom at 9:30 a.m. The check-in process is extremely simple. What you do is once March 9th rolls around and 9 or 9:30 a.m. rolls around, once again, hopefully you'll be receiving those email and text reminders that says, hey, time to log on to caucus. And it's super straightforward. And we'll walk through this. But that Zoom link that you've been emailed, you'll click it. That's it. Once you're in the Zoom room, you don't have to do any kind of check-in. You don't have to unmute yourself and say, hey, I'm the one who's here, or hey, I'm here and my partner is here and a couple other folks are here and we're all doing it all on one computer. You don't have to worry about any of that. Once you're in, you're in. What I recommend that you do is that the room is going to be open a little earlier than 9:30 in the morning. I think it's going to open like at 9 so folks can start getting stuff together in the room. I would recommend just logging in, hopping in, and then once you're in the room, you can turn your microphone off, you can turn your camera off, and then just get up, go get breakfast, go hang out for a little bit. You don't need to be sitting at your computer that whole time. That 9:30 to 10 time is just so that folks have time to get, everybody has time to get in the room, everyone has time to get situated in there. So I recommend you leave. Stay logged in, don't log out of the meeting, stay logged in. But you can get up, grab a coffee, you can go for a little walk, whatever you have to do. And then 10 a.m. is the official start time. That's when the gavel will be. The admin will go through the Pledge of Allegiance, and then there will be the Google form, sign up to be a precinct organizer and delegate. So after that pledge, it should be a very, very quick process. Essentially, and I'll walk through what this will look like on Zoom, there will be a Google form that is released in the chat of the room. So you'll be able to click on that link to the Google form. And I believe that I have exactly, yes, I have what that looks like in just a couple slides. But there'll be a Google form that'll come out that'll gather some basic information about you. This is to double check that you are a registered voter, that you are within HD 30, all of those kind of double checks. And that form will have a box that says run to be a delegate. And that's what we'll take a look at in just a little bit here. That's exactly what you'll click. So once you fill out that Google form, you'll hit submit and you're done. That's it. Now, if you have multiple folks who are on your computer, like I said, let's say you're attending with a friend or your partner or your child who is old enough to, be a registered voter, then you can all take turns filling it out from the same computer. That form could be filled out as many times as you need to for as many folks. One thing that I'm sure we'll be sending information out about is if you don't want to worry about any of this digital stuff at all, if you'd rather just attend and come to someone's home in person, that's what I'll be doing that morning is I'll be helping folks all from one laptop and I'll say, okay, I have 4 folks sitting here and we're all attending on this laptop. Let me help each of you fill out the form and just take care of that for you. The entire check and balance of that comes during assembly where they look at all the responses to the form, make sure those were actually all folks who were in attendance, double check that against if they're actually registered voters in the district, all that good stuff. So there'll be plenty of time to fill out this form. They're giving a whole lot of time. They're going to make sure that everyone gets that form filled out. But I will say that form is only going to be open from when they release it in the Zoom chat to once they confirm that everyone is done. And they'll be saying on the Zoom room, is everybody completed with the form? Is the form all filled out? Once it is, it's closed. Answers to that can't be filled in anymore. So if you are filling out the form and you're filling out the form for a friend and it's taking some time and they start asking, are people still filling out the form? Do people need more time? Please hop in there, unmute yourself, say, hey, a little more time is needed, and I'll be checking in the chat, making sure that everyone is having all the time that they need to get all their information and to get that form submitted. So once that all occurs, there will be a vote for the precinct organizers for folks who wanted to be a precinct organizer. There will be a vote for a delegates. And again, this is a unique year in which anyone who clicks that box on the form that says that I want to be a delegate at county assembly, which you should, and that is exactly what we need folks to do to support Kyra, um, then you get to be a delegate. That's it. If you're on there, if you check that box, you're a delegate. Congratulations. That's awesome. And then it will adjourn. That's the end of the meeting. They're saying this is going to be approximately noon. I'd be really surprised if it took that long. If I had to take a guess, this is going to take maybe an hour and a half. It should be a very, very quick process, which again, it truly couldn't be easier. It's on Zoom, you log on, you fill out the form, you're done. And then all you need to do is show up for county assembly, cast your vote for Kyra there, and you got her on the ballot. So pretty incredible way to help her out. So the Zoom basics, a lot of this I think I've already talked through, but it's good to kind of go over again. Let me move my little camera so I can see everything on this slide real quick. There we go. So once you have registered for Caucus and you have your Zoom link, you can click the link and join the Caucus meeting starting at 9 a.m. on Saturday, March 9th. Again, check-in officially begins at 9:30 a.m., but once you are in that Zoom meeting, you don't need to do anything. You don't need to state your name. You don't need to fill anything out. You could just be there. Gavel's at 10. That's when you need to be sitting down and paying attention. An important thing here is a lot of folks have Zoom already downloaded on their computer. If you're a work from home person like I am, you definitely have Zoom downloaded on your computer, but you don't need to have it downloaded. You don't need to worry about doing anything beforehand to your computer if you don't already have it downloaded. You don't even need to have a Zoom account if you don't already have one. If you just click the link, it will take you to your browser and you'll be in the meeting. It's as simple as that. One thing that I am going to walk through is that if you do have Zoom downloaded on your computer, I've created these little backgrounds that you can put in the background of Zoom that have kind of like a little fun color scheme and Kyra's logo in the corner so that, I'm hoping we have a lot of people log in there and support for Kyra. And if we all have that Zoom background on that has Kyra and her logo in the corner, it's just a big show of support. It's a big show of strong turnout for Kyra. So I'll walk through that if you happen to have Zoom downloaded on your computer. I'll walk through this as well, but once you're logged into the meeting, please turn your camera on if at all possible. Doesn't need to be, it's not a requirement. And I would highly recommend this. Please turn your microphone off. I know for a fact that at least of now, there are 102 folks who are completely registered and for sure attending caucus. That's a lot of people to have in one Zoom room. And we want to avoid the situation where one person has a microphone off and you can kind of hear the background noise, and we don't want to have to worry about that. So please turn that microphone off once you're in. And again, remember, you can have multiple people attending on one computer, but for everyone to count as attended and for everyone to count as being a valid delegate, everyone needs to fill out that Google form, or they need to have someone fill it out for them on their behalf. That's my next one here. So I'm going ahead and stop sharing here, and I'm going to walk through some basic Zoom base functions and adding that custom background. So I'm going to stop sharing here. And now you just get to see my beautiful face. And I'm going to start sharing on my other computer. Okay, 1 second for me. Beautiful. There we go. So this is what the homepage of Zoom looks like if you are on Zoom via the downloaded app. It might look a little different for you if you're on the browser, but this is just what the base looks like. So earlier, I sent myself an example email of what it'll look like. So I'm going to go ahead and open that email up, and it's right here. So your Zoom link will look something like this. This Zoom link is not the actual one for the caucus. I didn't want to be messing around with that Zoom link. I want to encourage people, if you to get that Zoom link, to register and get all your information in there and get those reminders and all that good stuff. But here's what it'll look like. You'll have your Zoom link, and let's say it is March 9th at 9:15, and you think, all right, I'm going to go ahead and hop on. So we'll be good to go. All you have to do is click. You'll click here. Now, this might be some kind of inception because I'm on two spots, so I'm going to turn my camera off just like that. And then you're just going to hit join. Now, it's being weird for me right now because I'm currently in this Zoom meeting and recording it. But once you click that button, it'll put you in the room, and I'll show you exactly what that'll look like. So we'll close out of this, and I'll do this here. So this is so I can walk you through what your Zoom controls will look like, and we can take a look at that. So you'll see these controls at the bottom here. This is to mute and unmute yourself. Again, if there's a point in the meeting where you need to request more time to fill out a form, you could do that here. That's the mute and unmute, just like that. You can start and stop the video from here. I'm not going to start it because I don't want to freak out my computer by having two cameras going, but that's how you turn on and off your video. The meeting chat is here. This is where that Google form is going to be. So you'll click on the chat when they say we've just released the form. Click on the chat here, and it'll be here populated in this chat. You can also ask a question. You can say hello, all from this little chat here. There are reactions you really don't need to worry about. This is more if you're like in a, like a Zoom meeting on like a work event or something like that. You can raise your hand, you can give a thumbs up, things like that. You will not have the ability to share your screen, and you shouldn't need to because you're not hosting the meeting. There is the option for closed captions if you would like closed captions, and there's whiteboard and note tools, and that's really the important functions there. The key and important functions are your mute and unmute, your start video, and your chat. Those are going to be your most important ones. Again, once you are in the meeting and you've clicked on that link and you're all set to go, make sure this is muted. Make sure that you're off so that we're having as minimal distractions as possible while the Jeffco Dem team works hard to get everyone situated. And again, I recommend having your video on, have that sense of community. Hopefully we'll get that Zoom background put in so you can see Kyra's logo on the back and we can have you on there. And once they say so, that Google form that has everything that you should need will be released in the chat. You can click that chat. It'll be a link here in this box. Like it might show up as like Google form, sign up, sign up. And you'll just be able to click it right from within the Zoom room. And that'll take you to the form on a web page, fill it out, and submit. And if you need to fill out another one for multiple people, you can come on back, click the link again. It'll be a fresh blank new form that you can fill out for folks. Pretty straightforward. Not too bad. So I'm going to go ahead and end this. And I do want to show you, and again, this might look a little different depending on whether you have Zoom as an app or Zoom in your browser. But if you have it downloaded in any capacity, then you can do it. I'm about to show you, which I recommend, and I'm going to do so we can show some good support for Kyra. But no matter what you're on, the way to get to it is to go to either more or to go to settings. You look either under the setting tab, or if you're in the browser, you just go to your settings under your profile. And then the Kyra is right here, backgrounds and effects. I'll click on this. Again, you might be seeing two of me right now, and it might be a little frozen, but there we go. And then I'm going to send Kyra's background in an email to all the folks that have signed up, and you'll be able to download that image to your computer. If you download that image to your computer, then you can add it by clicking this little button right here. It'll pull up all of the images that you have on your device, and you can click it here. And then, like I said, you can have Kyra there and be able to show your support in the background there. So I think this is a really awesome thing. I'm hoping that we have a lot of folks that can get this on their background, and be able to show up all at once and show a big, strong support for her there in the Zoom room. But that's how you do it. Again, if it's not, and it won't be here for you already, click this add button. And as long as you've downloaded this file to your device, which again, I'll send out when I send out these kind of Caucus training tools, and it'll be in our volunteer emails and our newsletters and stuff like that. You can just add the file, put it right into your background, and then just hit save. And that'll be it. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and close out of this here. And we should be back here. So I'm gonna go back to my presentation. Beautiful. All right. So again, I cut out a square of the form, that is exactly the important part of the form. And something that I will send out along with this training is the Jeff Codems actually released a sample Google form of exactly what it's going to look like when you do this training. Or I'm sorry, when you fill out the form within the Zoom room. I'm going to send everyone the link to that form. Please fill it out, practice filling it out. They actually want folks to fill it out so they can have sample data, to get ready for the actual event. So, anyway, this is the most important piece of that form in Caucus. You'll be filling out that form, putting in your name, your information, your district, your precinct, all that good stuff. And then here is where it really counts. There's going to be a question that says delegate. Would you like to be a delegate to the county assembly? Yes, I want to be a delegate to county assembly. Click that. And that's it. Again, there's going to be no process for, you know, sometimes there are situations where there are only a certain amount of delegates, and there needs to be a vote for delegates as part of the caucus process. That's not at all here. All you need to do to get Kyra on the ballot and to be able to go to assembly and vote for her to get her on the ballot is to click that button right there. That's it. You'll click that, yes, continue going through the form, hit submit, and you're good to go. Now, let's say that you can make, and I'll talk about this in the future, but I want to mention it now. Let's say that you are able to attend caucus on March 9th, but for some reason you can't attend assembly. I don't want that to be a barrier to you choosing to be a delegate, because there is a system by which we can assign proxies. So let's say that you can't attend, but you really want to be a delegate and you want to be able to cast your vote for Kyra. What we can do is there's going to be a form that's going to be released between March 9th and March 30th, that I'll be sending consistent updates about once that gets out, where you can say, this is who I am. This is, my first name, last name. I signed up to be a delegate, but I can't attend on the 30th. You can even do this if like you were fully planning on attending on the 30th and then something happened and now you can't. No worries. You fill out this form, and then what we'll do is we'll help you track down someone who is a registered Democrat and who lives in district. If you list them by name in that form and get it submitted, they can attend assembly for you. So even if you are not able to attend on March 30th, or if some extraneous situation happens where you can no longer attend when you were planning to, I don't want that to be a barrier in you saying you want to attend assembly. If you think that you can track down somebody who can attend for you, and I'll also help try to track down folks who may be able to attend for you because I know that we have a couple folks who aren't able to attend on the 9th, but can attend on the 30th. Don't let that be a barrier to you. If at all possible, obviously, hopefully you can attend both. But if needed, we can help you find a proxy to attend assembly on your behalf and cast that vote for Kyra. So some quick Zoom assembly details and logistics. Again, assembly will be taking place on March 30th. It will also be over Zoom. There will also be a Zoom link that will be received. We'll worry a little bit more about that until after caucus. Right now, I want to make sure everyone has all of the tools and a full understanding of what caucus is going to look like. Same kind of process. Check-in will be at 9 a.m. The gavel will be at 10 a.m. I will say that assembly will be a bit more of a time commitment. This is going to be a longer process. There'll be speeches from the candidates, nomination of county commissioners, election of delegates to state assembly, and House district breakout rooms. Um, I'm not going to spend too much time on this right now. There will be a breakout room component of assembly, in which everyone will be sorted by their House district. But again, I kind of want to dedicate a standalone training to what this process is going to look like. Right now, I just want to give an idea of what this is going to look like for the folks who are planning on attending caucus. Again, one last push on how important attending caucus and running to be a delegate is. Assembly is the time to use your vote as a delegate to vote for Kyra. Kyra needs 30% of those delegate votes to go to her to make the ballot for the primary in June, and we will share more information on the assembly process and the details after caucus takes place. So, that is what I have for you. I apologize if it was a bit of a whirlwind or if it was fast or if anything needs more clarity. Again, please, please, please email me, call me with any questions that you may have. I have spent a long time learning as much about this as I possibly can and getting a lot of confidence in what this process is going to look like. And I want to be able to share that with folks. If you're thinking, okay, I feel pretty good, but I have a question about this one thing, text me, call me, email me, whatever's easiest for you. If you're thinking, I don't want to worry about doing Zoom at all, or I don't have a computer at home that I can log on to, totally fine. One thing that I want to organize is, as I mentioned before, someone's home, even Kira's home, that people can meet at. I will log onto a computer for you and I will help you fill out the Google form if you want to show support to Kira, but can't log on to that Zoom meeting on your own for whatever reason. If that's something that interests you, if that's going to make it easier for you and able to attend caucus, please let me know so I can work on organizing that and get an idea of how many folks want to do that. But again, thank you for listening. Thank you for taking the time to listen and watch me kind of ramble all through this. Please reach out with any questions, any concerns, and I hope that I see a lot of you, a whole lot of you at caucus on March 9th. So thank you so much, everyone. I really appreciate it, and I hope to hear from a lot of you soon. Thank you.